He's telling his audience for the first time he's gay.
For decades now, to know Leslie Roberts is to know he's a gay man living with his husband, Chris. They've been together for 18 years. For the first time today, though, he's talking about that publicly.
I owed it not only to the audience to be more authentic, but also, I think, most importantly, to my soul. I'm a news anchor who just happens to be gay. I'm not a gay news anchor.
In the late 1980s, he was married to a woman. They had a daughter. He decided to end his marriage and come out to his friends and family, but never publicly to his audience.
The first thing everybody said is, this is career suicide. This will not connect with the viewers. This will mean the end of your career in television. I was just starting out.
He says that reaction drove a deep sense of shame into him for years.
It was shame. And shame turns into denial, and you go deep into it, and God forbid you step out of it because you don't know what will happen, other than the fact that you'll be alone. I had no role models. I had absolutely no one to talk to. I knew I was different. I knew that it was not like anybody else.
Mayor Jim Watson's decision to come out this summer gave Leslie a bit of a nudge.
So when I saw Mr. Watson come out and say, I went, yeah, maybe it's time. And Ottawa accepted. More importantly, Ottawa accepted. And I said, I'm new to Ottawa. I want to be authentic.
He does regret somewhat taking this long to speak publicly.
The truth is, if I knew then what I know now, I know I would not be alone.
But he wants other families to know times have changed.
Yeah.
When I told my father, the first thing he said to me was, your life is going to be harder because of this. And he didn't know how to help. Things have changed. It was 1989. It's a very different world today, and I have to do it.
We're thrilled for him.
Yes. He handled this beautifully today. Yeah.
And there are younger people who kind of shrug. What's the big deal? Very big deal, as you and I know. People of a certain age, it's not that long ago where this could, as Leslie says, he could have lost his career.
Very, very recent history,
Yes.
and people forget sometimes. So, well done.
Well, we here at CTV Morning Live often share personal elements of our lives. We talk about our spouses, our kids, our life outside of TV. And you'll notice that Leslie's not on set with me here today. That's because he's in Toronto, getting ready to share some personal news with our Bell Media stations. But he joins us first. Good morning, Leslie.
Hello there, Annette.
Okay, so this is a big day. This is not news that is new to your friends or family or even your colleagues, but it's something that is personal and you want to share publicly for the first time.
Yeah, today is National Coming Out Day, and I want to live an authentic life, and I want everyone who's watching this morning to know that I'm a gay man and have been since 1989. This discussion is probably 30 years in the making, because when I did come out, we weren't able to have this kind of discussion. In fact, I was starting out in the TV news business. I was told if I shared it publicly, it would be career limiting, if not killing. But my friends and family have always known. I have been surrounded by people I love. I was married at the time, had full support there. I have a daughter. We have a daughter. In fact, when I called her last night to tell her I was doing this with you this morning, Annette, she said my heart is growing with pride. So for me, you know, it doesn't get better than that.
Well, we are all proud of you and supportive of you. There's no doubt of that. I have to ask you, why now? Because you have been with your partner, Chris, for many, many years now, and married and happy. And we're looking at some photos right now of you and Leslie and Chris, when you exchanged your vows in a beautiful setting in LA a few years back. So why come out today? Why now?
Well, I think a number of reasons. First and foremost, the fight is not over. As we speak, conversion therapy is still legal in some provinces in our country. There are still people who are shunned, and there are still a lot of people who are, I would say, misunderstanding what it is. Some would call them homophobic. I would just say that, look, have a conversation, because I think you're fearful of what it is. We look to the United States. Right now, the Supreme Court is deciding whether you can be fired for being gay or not, and the court is actually divided. It was only back in 1970 that the American Medical Association actually took homosexuality off the list of psychological disorders. Yeah, there's been a lot of time between then and now, but it's not perfect. And we have politicians who are running to be Prime Minister of Canada who don't personally understand that gay marriage is equal marriage in the eyes of the majority of Canadians. And I find it really tough, because if you said, I don't believe in mixed marriages when it comes to race, or mixed religious marriages, we wouldn't stand for it. So why is it okay not to stand for gay marriage? That's what I don't understand.
You've also come out as an advocate for anti-bullying, and you've talked about having been the victim of being a bully when you were a kid and how difficult that was on you. And for a lot of kids, they're bullied today because they are gay or trans. Or maybe unsure of where they are in their life at this point in time. What do you want those kids watching this? Because many of them are still at home, they're not on the bus yet, and they're watching you and they're saying, wow, like, these are the kind of mentors I need, like you.
Well, I would say a number of things. First and foremost, I would say you're going to be okay. It gets better. Have the conversation with your mom. When I was your age, if you're talking specifically to someone at home who's listening to me at that age, I couldn't have that conversation because we didn't know how to have the conversation. People love and support you, and they will continue to do so. And it's okay. It is normal. We're just different. And the more that we embrace who we are and live what is an authentic life, I think the better you will be, everybody will be, and your parents only want the best for you. And to the parents who may be struggling and say, my dad, when I came out, said, I'm worried because your life is going to get harder now. I said, this is my mountain to climb. We all have mountains to climb. This just happens to be mine. So to parents, I would say, do what you would do with any mountain. Support your child. Love your child. Tell them you'll be there for. Ask questions if you want answers. I'm sure they would be. You get closer through it. But the bottom line is you're going to be okay, parent and child.
What a strong message, Leslie. Have you always known? Has that always been in your heart, in your gut?
Yeah, it has. And the problem is that when there are no role models and when parents, don't even discuss it at home, you feel that you're the only one and there's something wrong with you. The role models were, of course, the straight life. We were to get married, have a family, that white picket fence, right? And I thought, I just want to be loved and I want to be normal. So you go for that normal life, and then the shame starts building. And as the shame starts building, it becomes denial. And as you get older, you struggle with that, and you choose the normal life. When my mom died, she died at the age of 57, the layers started to come off because I went into grief for grieving. And that's when I started to realize we only have one life to live, and it must be an authentic one. And when I came out at that time, in 1989, everyone in my circles, my family, my friends, they all accepted me, and it's never been an issue. And it feels kind of weird talking about it as if it's something new, because for me, this is not new. But I just want, again, everyone to know that authentic life we should be our goal, and that's what I'm doing today. And hopefully somebody will connect with this.
And lastly, just tell us about that authentic life you are now living with your wonderful partner, husband, Chris. You guys have been together for how many years? And tell us about that.
When we got together almost 18 years ago, Annette, we never even dreamed that we could get married because it wasn't an option. We got married 4 years ago, and I started my vows by paying tribute to those who came before us. We are standing on the shoulders of the men and women who struggled, who were harassed, who went to jail, and the entire friends and family were in tears. And I kept saying, wait, this isn't the best part. But I could see how moved they were. For us, this is not new, right? And so for me, it was like, wow, they really get it. They understand where we've come and that the fight is not over. So that wedding 4 years ago for me was everything. And yeah, it's no different than anything else, really, for me. I wish I could say I had something exciting to announce. Other than the fact I've decided that this is National Coming Out Day. Must have been planned by a straight guy because there's no party tonight.
Well, look, we'll change that when you come back and you're back on set with us next Tuesday there. We will make a big party to celebrate because I know you would go big. This would be a big, colorful party indeed.
That's what life is about, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Thank you, Annette, for the opportunity.
And I got to say this, that Leslie, as we leave this, we here at CTV Morning Live, on behalf of all of us here and here at CTV, are very proud of you and very happy that you are living your authentic self-life and, of course, are very accepting and admiring of what you're doing today. And I got to say, it's not going to change anything for Tricia. She's still going to flirt with you.
I am so lucky to work with two strong women and an amazing team, and Bell, of course, Media, because they're allowing allowing me to do this. And we have an incredible diversity committee that I am proud to be part of. So thanks to everybody. I'll see you Tuesday.
Happy Thanksgiving.